Hey guys, how are you? Grant right here. I'm back here today for a brand new video. I am super excited about today's request. We're going to be doing another installment into the Lara Fabian saga on my channel, but today we're doing a duet. You guys know how I feel about them duets. It is just double euphoria. It's nothing like it when it's done correctly. I'm going to be getting into a request from my amazing patron Eric, who requested that I react to Lara Fabian's duet with Josh Groban, another one of my favorites, such a vocal titan on the song For Always. This is my first time seeing it, so I am just prepared to be completely knocked back. You guys already know. So get yourself a cup of Joe, get a Diet Coke, get a glass of wine, get a cigarette, get anything that's going to make you feel good and ready to join me on the voyage into Lara world today. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we begin today's video, as always, if you're new here, thank you for joining me and us on this channel. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up at the end if you like what you see and you hear, and don't forget to head on to the Patreon and join everybody there for first access on all content to come forth on the channel. Let's get into it.
I close my eyes, and there in the shadows I see a light. You come to me out of my dreams across the night.
You take my hand, though you may be so many stars away. I know that our spirits and souls are one.
We've circled the moon and we've touched the sun.
So here we'll stay for always, forever, beyond here and unto eternity. For always and ever, for us there's no time and no space, no barrier love won't erase. Wherever you go, I still know in my heart you will be with me. From this day on, I'm certain that I'll never be alone. I know what my heart must have always known. Know what my heart must have known. That love has a power that's on its own. And for always, forever, now we can fly. And for always and always, we will go for always, forever, beyond here and unto eternity. For always and ever, you'll be above. You'll be above me. And for always, forever, all those and tomorrow.
Humongous round of applause for Lara, Fabian, and Josh Groban. Thank you once again, Eric, for that amazing request. Absolutely knocked me into the next dimension. I know I always say that, but it is just so accurate with this performance. I want to start off by saying how much of a fan I am of Josh Groban as well as Lara Fabian. He is such an incredible vocalist in his own right, and he is just such a breath of fresh air in an industry full of, you know, subpar male vocalists these days. He is one of the front runners, you know, in keeping, you know, the tradition of great voices alive in that right. These two just complemented each other so well in this performance, as I knew they would. When I saw Lara Fabian and Josh Groban in that comment section, I was like, man, is this going to be good? And they delivered 100%. They have such, in my opinion, I feel they both have such similar vocal characteristics. I knew it was going to be absolutely magic, and the way that they weave their voices into one another on the song just absolutely gave me shivers. Just so, like I said, you guys know I'm always saying that it was such a beautiful give and take. Once again, in the performance with the vocals, they were really listening to each other, and they knew when to give a little more, when to take a little more, and when to do, you know, what they needed to do to let one another have their own moments of to shine in the song. And that is just such a breath of fresh air, because I'm always saying this. These days, when it comes to collaborations and duets, 9 times out of 10, it's either a shouting match, someone's trying to outdo one, the other person, or someone's trying to get the high notes, someone's trying to do this, someone's trying to do that. Somebody wants all the glory in the performance, or someone is doing all the work because the other person is just not up to par with the other person. So there's always that imbalance, and I absolutely love when I see two people doing it the correct way, which is what these two presented here. Absolutely stunning. I could say it a million times, still wouldn't give it justice. The main characteristic that I've always been such a fan of in Josh Groban's voice is the vibrato, and I am so big on that, because a lot of people just do not understand how important vibrato is in singing in general. If there is not a natural, healthy vibrato in your singing, it makes it very hard for you to do anything else in the song. It makes it hard for you to do runs. It makes the fluidity of your performance, there's no fluidity. You're very, very limited in what you're able to do and how you're able to move your voice if the vibrato is not, stable and natural from the jump. And from a young age in my own singing, that's one of the first things I made sure I established was healthy, open, resonant, vibrato. And I'm so grateful, because it really opened up a lot of other doors vocally for me, and making sure that was, stable from the jump. I had a lot of other vocal problems, but that really, really helped me, until I was able to, train with a vocal coach and figure out everything else that really helped me, do what I needed to do vocally, and really helped me develop my voice, from the start with that. And it's such an underutilized thing with male singers, especially these days. A lot of times, especially in pop music, there's no vibrato with male singers. It's straight tone. It's the whole performance is a bunch of straight tone staccatos, sort of just jumbled up into, a performance and calling it a song. It just drives me nuts. I'm like constant listening, and a lot of times you hear little wiggles because of auto-tune being used, but there's no vibrato there. And it is just, like I said, something that is just such a, believe it or not, it's a very, very basic thing that is necessary with singing, is just having vibrato. It's just part of what is supposed to happen when you sing. You know what I mean? But these days, a lot of male singers, they're just so underdeveloped. It's like they can't even master the basics. And his vibrato, Josh Groban, he just has such a wonderful speed to his vibrato, and just such a natural flow to it. It's like I said, it just gives me shivers every time I listen to it. Absolutely amazing. And the way both of their vibratos did weave into one another and did mesh in this performance was absolute chef's kiss, and I knew it was going to be. That's another thing that's not easy to do. A lot of times two performers on stage are going to have two different, flows with the vibrato, and they're going to clash. You know what I mean? It's going to get messy. These two have such similar vocal characteristics, so in the way that they, use their voice, it just blended so nicely and just was absolutely so pleasant to listen to. Could have listened to it all day, I'm telling you. Stunning. Another thing that I've always admired with Lara Fabian is her ability to make eye contact, whether it be with her audience or with her fellow musicians or with another person she's, collaborating with on stage. And in this case, she and Josh Groban were making eye contact for a very, very big portion of this performance. And what stands out for me with that is a lot of times with, and it's happened to me before too, when you're duetting with somebody and the eye contact is that strong, sometimes it can make you nervous, and sometimes it can sort of cause there to be a little unsteadiness with the vocals because of the nerves, because of that, eye contact. Because you're kind of vulnerable when you're looking at somebody dead in the eyes, and you're trying to deliver, really, really impressive vocals at the same time. It can make you nervous, and that, obviously, I've said it before, nerves are the end of, any great vocal moment 9 times out of 10. And the fact that she was able to do that on the stage and continue to, deliver the quality vocals, same with him, just shows the amount of trust they have in one another. That they were, it was almost like that bonding moment sort of enhanced the performance in itself. Like when they locked eyes, it was like they bonded, and that, created kind of a fire underneath them that really, really, propelled them into delivering even, more of an amazing vocal presentation than, would have been possible had they not, had that kind of connection. Just absolute magic to see, because I know what it feels like, and I know what it feels like to be on the other end of that, and, be nervous because of not, understanding the person you're collaborating with. And, or a lot of times what happens is you don't really have a good connection with your audience, and a lot of times that can really, really cripple the confidence you have in yourself also, and that can mess up the vocal presentation as well. And Lara Fabian has such a wonderful connection with every audience that she touches, that's never the case with her. She is always 100% comfortable, and she's always able, like I said in the last video, to really, really sort of lay back and let herself go and just to be herself. And that is, in return, allows for these incredible vocal moments every single time. In a way, this kind of reminded me of, if you guys know, Celine Dion did a duet with Andrea Bocelli a while ago. It was absolutely amazing, and this reminded me of that very much so, because of how similar of vocal approach both performers had in the performance. It just, the way that Celine and him were able to weave their voices in one another while being different, kind of singers, they just meshed so well on the song. And the same with these two, they just meshed so well. It was so seamless, and it was not two big voices competing, for center stage. It was two amazing voices becoming one unit. And creating magic, and that's just what a duet is supposed to be. It's two people becoming one and creating a magic moment. And these two they did such a magnificent job with that. Just brought me back to that duet. I don't know if you guys ever heard it, but if you haven't, you should listen to it. And I'm pretty sure you can agree with me on that. And one of the beautiful things about this is I do know, having been a fan of Josh Groban, that Lara Fabian is a big inspiration for him, and the fact that he got to get on stage and perform with her is just such a beautiful full circle moment, obviously for him, and I just love seeing it, which is such a beautiful thing to see, and you could see the respect that he has for her. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, someone being able to find, being able to get on stage and collaborate with someone they look up to. A lot of times your heroes end up not being the nicest people, and I've seen that in especially pop music. There's a lot of egos going on, but the fact that he was able to get on stage with her and doing justice on this song, just absolutely stunning, beautiful to see. Just like I said, almost brought tears to my eyes. I was going to have to go get the Kleenex. So just such a wonderful thing to see. And they both are just such great examples of how to carry yourself with, like I said, class and elegance. She is always such a lady in everything she does, and he is always such a gentleman in everything he does. I absolutely love those qualities because I am saying it a million times. I don't care. They have been lost in present day, and it just is so heartwarming for me to see people like them sort of preserve it and bring it to the forefront, because it lets me know that there are people out there that do still appreciate that timeless elegance and, you know, that just class about the way people carry themselves and deliver, you know, these kind of performances in just a, you know, timeless and classy manner. Just absolutely stunning. This whole thing was just breathtaking. My mind still boggled. Not gonna keep. I could go on and on. You guys already know, but I like to keep it as short and sweet as possible, as to not be overbearing with you guys. Thank you so much once again, Eric, for this amazing request. Keep them coming. And I look forward to bringing you guys along for the next video coming soon. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reaction video. Please, if you guys are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up if you like what you heard and you saw, and head on over to the Patreon to join everyone there for first access on content to come forth from me to you on this channel. I cannot wait to continue this Lara saga on the channel. I'm having a great time with you guys. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments and I will get to as many as possible. I will see you guys on the next video coming soon. Have a wonderful day. Peace.